Great. Wonderful. Good evening. It's not good morning. I am a lot later than I would usually do my live stream as a daily Lenormand card spread reading. Now, I did have a little sleep in or rest this morning, and we've been on the road until 4:30, and I did need to get, that's when I got back home. So it was through some rain and stuff, which wasn't expected since it's the middle of summer. And it was very hot down there for the last couple of days in Mount Gambier. So it's been a lovely trip home, though, to get back home and feel I've got comfortable now, and I booted up the computer, and it takes a long time from when you have it turned right off. Everything had to boot back up again. So I've just got things organised. So it's lovely to be here, and thank you, Susan, for being here as well. It is still Mercury retrograde, exactly, it is. And you're having rain in Sydney as well. Oh, look, it might be very widespread. It is very wet here. It has been raining apparently at home here in Port Elliot for about like yesterday, today. It's feeling humid. I still have the air conditioner on just to get the humidity out of it. Now, I am streaming this to my YouTube channel, the Facebook profile, my Ros Boundy business page on Facebook, the mytimetv.live page in Facebook, and the Body Soul app that I have started streaming to now using RTMP. And if you see me glancing this way a bit, it's because I'm monitoring the iPad that's sitting there, so that because that channel I can't do that straight into here like I can with ease and say good evening, Nat. Lovely to have you here too. Thank you. The energy is very strange, isn't it? I agree. It has been the last couple of days, I feel. And Julie, good evening to you as well. And just in case there's others who are on here in replay mode, thank you for being here. And for those who may not know me and are here for the first time, I'm Ros Boundy Psychic Medium, and I do a daily Lenormand card spread reading as much as I can do, and try to be on time at 8 o'clock in the morning, Adelaide time. Today was a little different. It was a little different. Yeah, crazy, absolutely. So what I'm going to do is switch the cards around. I have done a slightly different spread. You may see that in the photo that I've taken of the cards that is in my Facebook profile, and that's just the Ros Boundy one, so you may see it there. I'm just going to switch this around to the cards, and here we go. Now, good. I was hoping that it looked like I'm looking at the cards as I'm monitoring. Monitoring my... it looks like I've lost the feed into the RTMP for some reason, and I don't know why. So that's something interesting. I might just see... Connect your choice for live stream. It is going live, but it's not showing up on their app. It may upload properly anyway, so we'll leave it at that. I'm not going to fiddle with those buttons. And Sunday can be different, can't it? So, Susan, sorry. I don't want to shorten your name. Now, we've got the cards here as a 5-card spread still, but what I chose to do was for this central card, I have chosen to pick a card from this deck. As I pulled out the Rana George from my drawer of card decks, this one caught my eye, and I haven't opened it for a while. So Australian Wildlife Wisdom. It's the Book of Knowledge and Wisdom cards by Trevor and Susan O'Sullivan. So the card that we have, because you may not see it very clearly in the type of light we've got today or this evening, it's number 24 from this deck called Murray Cod, and it is actually good eating if you can catch them. I'm not sure if it's legal to at the moment because they were getting down in numbers. Actions and consequences. So here we go. I'll place that back, and because I don't use this deck much at all, I'm going to actually read what is the definition, and I have that here. as Murray cod actions and consequences. So majestic red gums stand tall with their leaves singing in the breeze. The air is alive with the chatter of corellas and galahs amongst the treetops. The cool breath of the morning air soon gives way as the sun glides smoothly overhead. The air thickens as the summer sun toasts the landscape. The cicada's shrill call is raised, and the waterfowl take refuge to stand in the welcome shade of the river gums. All this continues as it has since time began on the banks of the majestic Murray River. The cycles of the plants and animals revolve endlessly with the seasons, as life on the river brings the senses alive. The eyes and ears are provided with endless stimulation as they feast upon the offerings of Old Man River as he supports all that passes by. The tranquil cool waters of the Murray River provide a home to many species that are neither seen nor heard. It's here that earth supports water and water supports earth, for one could not be without the other. This balance is essential for the survival of the river's largest inhabitants, the Murray cod. Murray cod can grow to 2 metres in length and can weigh over 100 kilograms. When they're fully grown, they're at the top of the food chain in the Murray River home. This regal fish takes on the role of king and queen in their watery realm. The health of the river is critical for their survival. When the river floods, it's time for Murray cod to breed. It takes a large influx of water and a change in water temperature to stimulate the breeding cycle. And in times of prolonged drought, when river levels drop, Murray cod's breeding urges lay dormant for years at a time. Oh my, this is a long reading. I hope you don't mind. It is Sunday and it is the evening. Numbers of Murray cod have flourished for eons as the Murray River flowed freely. When the rains fell and the snow melted, the waters rose and fell naturally, assisting Murray cod's breeding cycles. As Europeans settled along the river, however, they mastered all along the very... I've got to start that one again. As Europeans settled along the river, however, they mastered all that they saw. They understood very little about how their actions would affect the natural habitat of our native flora and fauna. In a little over 200 years of settlement, the Murray has been dammed and the natural flow has been diverted. This means that little or no flooding occurs. The seasonal floodwaters are diverted and harnessed for power generation and to flood cultivated farming land. This, unfortunately, has all but ended the natural cycle of the Murray cod. Every action has a consequence. If Murray cod has come to your hand today, you're asked to look at the motivation behind your actions. Murray cod has told you of the course of action that has been the cause of difficulties in their survival. The universal message is that there is no right or wrong, just actions and consequences. Murray cod is your messenger to take conscious decisions and remember to become aware of all potential outcomes and action and effects before actions are taken. So the Murray cod says, think through your motivation and with pure intent, assess the consequences and then take action. So I'm going to leave it at that part of the booklet's guidance. Remember, consequences... what's it say? Actions first and consequences. Think of what your actions are before jumping in, because there are consequences. And Julie's mentioned, hi, Julie, beautiful cards. I need some. Just saying. Yes. Oh, they are beautiful cards. I've got a lot of decks. Don't always access them all. So hi, Rena. Yes, I am home. So I got home about 4:30. So good evening to you, Rena. So we'll continue onward with that as the focal point as far as consequences from the actions that we take. We really do need to bring that to our mindfulness, okay? What we've got now that I'm looking at is this deck, the Rana George deck that I've used before, mainly on weekends because I like just that little bit of difference. So Rana George's Lenormand deck is a beautiful set. They are gilded and just so gorgeous as well. We've got the tree. We do have the man. We've got tower. And we've got the marketplace. I think that one's the marketplace, yes. So it is the natural state of how our lives, how we are, how Mother Nature is. The tree does communicate through all its networks, through Mother Earth and, with others all the way across the world, possibly. We really don't know the depth of how nature itself, how Mother Nature is constructed and how it does interact in all environments, the micro to the macro. And we have, in many senses, in many ways, interfered with that. So I'm just feeling and seeing that this is one of the heart, like with the regular card playing suits, it's actually from the heart suit. And so is the man. So I think it's really shifting our emphasis, and this is at the conscious level, and being mindful of this, because what I'm dealing with here is these two top cards being more the conscious present level, and these two bottom ones being at that subliminal or subconscious level. I just forgot to mention that. That's how I'm going to read them. So having the tree and all that is the natural form of what is essentially the whole of the earth, Mother Nature, all that is involved in that level of beingness for the environment, and us as man, not just men, but as man, the humanity, being in this space on this global level with conscious actions and consequences being made from the heart, so that we really are putting more of that thought before we do the actions that are going to have the consequences. We can't always predict the fullness of what those consequences can be. That's just not possible, really, in the logical, common sense way of things. Science does map out some of the possibilities with modelling and all that they can do, and predictions in that sense. But as a common sense, practical approach, we need to just be mindful in the first place of what actions we're putting into our Mother Earth, actions we're doing to create consequences. It's how we live. Live gently, live with compassion, live with minimalized use of resources as much as we can, and only use what we need. Here we have a very beautiful, luxurious aspect of this man relaxing in his home space. So, I think we do need to be at this point in time in our, use of Mother Earth's resources to be thinking more gently around what we're doing. Okay, and as we are shifting that down to here, in a bit of the subconscious level, we've got the tower and we've got the marketplace. Look, tower usually does mean that the government institutions, that type of thing, but it's also building up. And marketplace, it's that lack of thought. Marketplace, we've got so much to choose from in the way that we can put our resources, our monetary resources, into action. This really is giving a view of a luxurious, abundant marketplace with whatever you desire, you're going to be able to purchase or barter for. And we're building up that level of what we have in the way of stuff in this subconscious level, that I think that's where we really are. It's coming back to that actions and consequences, this central card that's been chosen for us, the Murray Cod, that we are needing to put more mindfulness into how, bring it from that subconscious level and really think before we do, so that we're being very sustainable, economic and useful in the way that we are using those things and bits and pieces of stuff in our lives, maybe try not to, think before you're actually buying things. So that what's it going to do to Mother Earth? What is this action going to create in that longer term story moving forward? Are we really going to, are we using things in a way, making things in a way that's going to affect the environment to cause more extinctions, to cause more trauma and damage to our ecosystems, and ultimately to really shifting the energy from luxurious and choices and everything to having nothing, to really draining what is the Earth's ability to regenerate and renew, and have no water, have no really good, clean, fresh air, and, the food might be tainted and all that sort of thing. I think it is our responsibility to be starting to really think about this and create what we want to move forward with in those actions and consequences, to shift it into that up-geared mode of being beneficial in all ways to the earth and what is the future of our children, grandchildren, and that type of thing. I do feel that's what this spread is telling us this today. Here's me almost saying this morning. It's not, it's this afternoon, it's this evening. I mean, here in Port Elliot, it is 7 p.m. now. It's just rolled over past that mark. So probably dinner time or tea time, whichever way you look at it, whichever way you've been brought up as to say your brekkie lunch tea, or whether it's breakfast or breakfast and lunch and dinner. It doesn't matter. So long as you understand that however your life is being structured in the way that you want it, that it's, being thoughtful, being mindful towards what is the environment, the actions and consequences, as that Murray Cod figure mentioned, that Murray Cod card mentioned, sorry, not figure. It is a pretty deck, isn't it? So I'm very pleased that Spirit actually chose it for us tonight. Just bring it up again to the... Oh, it's not so good with the reflection of the light on it like it there. So that's the deck. And I don't know the publisher. Might do that. I think, let me have a look. I'll just go. This is what it is on the back of it. If that can be held long enough, and you might like to take a snapshot of that. Oh, what do you call them? Screenshots. If you can do that and are interested in purchasing, I think it is. And it could be, I'm assuming that the website is still active and valid and viable. So just give it a try. Thank you. Oh, hi to you, Aya, on YouTube. Just popped in there just as I'm finishing. Sorry, Sarah, you might need to actually watch the replay. So thank you to each of you for being here and popping in, as I was extremely late today, but it's still here for replay for anyone that would be wanting to have a daily guidance. So certainly let friends and that know that it'll stay on Facebook and the YouTube. I don't take them off. So if they're wanting to have a replay, and certainly for those who are across the world in the other half, their time zone would probably be coming into the start of the 23rd of January. So for you, it is your morning. So thank you, each and every one of you. And we'll catch you tomorrow morning at the 8 o'clock a.m. Adelaide time. So do I have a wish list? No, I don't. I don't have a wish list. I create what I need in the time it is. That's an interesting question. So for others, do you have a wish list as well? Thank you for posing the question. So tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock a.m. and continuing on from there. Oh, PayPal where I can pay. Oh, that's interesting. Now, one of the things with this, I just realised Wishlist is one of those cash payment things as well, isn't it? I misunderstood your question. These daily card spreads I only do for the, as in it's a gift of general card spread reading for everyone. But you have reminded me, for those who would like to, the Buy Me a Coffee does present options for the shorter readings with the cards. The rosboundy.com.au is where you can book a fuller, more individualized reading, half an hour or 60 minutes, like an hour. That's the where that you can actually link in and pay forward. I mean, they are prepaid options, and I do them like this, where I will video and send you the link to an unlisted YouTube video that's created in this way. Okay, so thank you for asking, IA. There. It's a good reminder sometimes to actually mention I do actually do this as a living as well. So thank you. Thank you, Nat. Lovely to have that. Thank you. And I do like the follow up at times as well. No, I'm not 100% sure what that one is. Side chakra. Once a conqueror, always a conqueror. Hi, a lot of love for you. Well, thank you for that. Just to send me money. Well, you can do that in Buy Me a Coffee. Buy Me a Coffee. However many coffees you would like. That's that link. Thank you. Okay, until tomorrow, keep being the best you that you can be, and namaste. Bye for now.